Okay, I'd like to call the Human Services Committee meeting to order and welcome those that are visiting us live streaming this afternoon. At this point, I'd ask any of our committee members to declare pecuniary interest, if not now, down the agenda. 2 action items. A, 2018-19 Ontario Early Years Child and Family Centers Program Service Agreement. Christine.
Thank you, Chair. Through you, this service agreement is an amending agreement. What is added to it is the piece around the Journey Together funding that we're going to receive. And so you will see in the body of that report that in 2018, we will be receiving $48,918, and in 2019, $58,755. And that's specifically to deliver culturally sensitive programming through partnership with Mawikwadon Cultural Resource Center. And primarily we'll see those services occurring in Wyerton and Southampton in close proximity to the First Nations areas. But that programming will be available across all of Bruce County as it's required. And I'm able to take any questions if there are any.
So there is a staff recommendation. Do I have a mover and second? I will put it on the floor. Robert, seconded by Ann. Are there any discussions, comments? Ann?
So this early on, as I understand it, is a kind of a consolidation of some programs, and it's so the County of Bruce, we basically receive enough funding to fund it all except for some staff time. Is that what I recall?
So early on was a consolidation of a number of different programs that were in the previous service system. We only had one of the 4 in the previous system, which was the Ontario Early Years Centers, was what they were referred to until January 1st, 2018, when they became the Early On Centers. And we're in that process of transforming our services. So we're providing the required mandatory services under the new agreement and working on what our targeted services will look like and what service model can best serve the community to meet both the mandatory programs and the targeted programs that would be best for Bruce County. So this money that you're seeing here, the $48,918, is additional funds which we will flow to Mawikwadon, and so it will be Mawikwadon staff that work in partnership with our staff to deliver the culturally sensitive component to the programming.
And so is that's a mandated program?
Early on is mandated. The Journey Together component was not mandated, but you'll recall that through last year we went through an engagement process with our various Indigenous partners locally and did come to an understanding that we thought it would make sense for us to apply for some operating funding to expand what's available in Bruce County. And so we were fortunate to receive that funding.
Okay, thanks.
Any further discussions? Hearing none, all those in favor? Opposed, if any. That is carried. Thank you. Port Elgin Montessori Preschool Link.
So this is a good news item. Pardon me. This is a good news item. We have had a child care center that's opened an additional 37 spaces in Port Elgin. And what we would like to do is have authorization to create a purchase of service agreement, which would then allow us to flow fee subsidy dollars for families that are in need of that service, being able to use that particular center that's new to the community in Port Elgin.
The staff recommendation. Mike, Milt. Any further discussions? Good news. Hearing none. All those in favor? Opposed, if any. That is carried. Information items. Strategic Community Initiatives Fund. Call for proposal.
Yes, so we do have this as information just before you that we're releasing into the community. Again, our call for proposals for 2018. You'll recall in 2017 that we did fund the Poverty Task Force, the Community Alcohol and Drug Strategy for Bruce and Grey, as well as the Bruce County Data Information Sharing Collaborative. And so staff will follow the process as outlined in the report and accept applications by March 1st of 2018.
Are there any questions or comments? Just one came to my mind is obviously with the opioid crisis right now, could we maybe put a little bit more money that way? I know we have the task force, but just it's the it's what's going on in our communities now. Just a thought. Okay. Next item.
Okay, we have before you a summary information report on licensed childcare and fee subsidy for the Q4 2017. And you'll see the results there, quite positive again, that as of December 31st, we had 978 children that had applied through the application system One List. So we are really reaching the population that we're looking for, and we're continuing to work with the childcare centers to consolidate that further so that all the information that we have there is most accurate and up to date. You can also see there the average monthly number of children that we're serving in the fee subsidy program as well. And the other part that I will draw attention to as well, further good news is that there has been approvals for capital expansions of childcare programs in conjunction with the Ministry of Education and both Blue Water District School Board and Bruce Grey Catholic District School Board. So further additional childcare spaces that will be found in Amabel Sauble Public School, as well as St. Teresa of Calcutta here in Walkerton. So good news there as well, too, more childcare spaces.
Lots of little people kicking around.
And the last information report there through you, Chair, is our Q4 Bruce County Community Housing Registry waitlist. And you will see the comparison between 2017 and 2016 that our numbers evened out towards the end of the year. And so comparable number of applicants, but we did see some shuffling between the types. So we have seen an increase in the number of families that are applying for service and a decrease in the number of seniors.
Any comments or questions? Is this reflective, you look since last year, reflective of possibly people getting jobs? And because the unemployment rate is pretty low here as well, so just with the amount of people that have been moving into our area, just more of a comment.
Where we do see our average caseload for social assistance has been dropping over the past year, and so that's where we are seeing people are definitely moving off social assistance. With the rent geared to income, it's varying levels of income, and so we're still seeing the same number of people interested in housing, but we are moving people through. So typically through a year we have about 110 to 120 move-outs. So we've housed new people off the wait list. So what it's telling me is that we're at least keeping pace with what's coming in, which is a good thing.
So do you keep in contact with the local developers? Like I know Mike mentioned one, we've got some stuff happening in here in Kinloss with those developers that look at there is a need for this.
So we are in really strong communication with our planning and development staff. And then whenever there's opportunity that there's outreach, that there are developers specifically that are interested in the affordable price point, then our housing services manager is definitely working with them to talk about the programs available through us and through Canadian Mortgage as well, because there's seed funding and different grants that are available. So as opportunities present, we certainly are doing that.
Okay. There was no doubt in my mind. It was just any other discussions, comments? Next meeting, March the 1st. Motion to adjourn. Janice, Ann. All those in favor? Opposed, many. That's